Welcome to part 2. Once you have created your channel, the next step is to create some content for it and to add some information. In case you were wondering, your YouTube channel and your advertising campaign are going to be intimately linked so that when users click on your ads, they will very often be taken to your account page. This means you should make sure that your page is ready to receive said visitors before you start creating your ads. When people visit your channel, they'll see a number of different headings and features that will tell them about your brand. One of the most important things here, for instance, is your description, which will simply explain what your channel is all about and why people should stick around. And you can find it here under the About tab. The first part of this also shows when someone does a search in YouTube and your channel shows up in the listings. Now, this is important for SEO or search engine optimization. In other words, the text that you include in the description will be at least partly responsible for helping you achieve more visibility in searches, both on Google and through YouTube itself, like I was just saying. So make sure then to think about what the most relevant keywords are for your topic and what you can include to encourage more people to find your channel. Likewise, you can also link to your social media and your website, and you can feature some other channels that you like. All of this will help your brand to grow. By linking to your website, for instance, you'll be able to drive traffic that way and thereby increase the number of people engaging with your brand. Meanwhile, linking to your website and confirming it as yours will also allow you to link to products, etc. directly from videos. As we will see later on, this is a rather useful feature for any marketer. At the same time, linking to your social media will help you to drive even more traffic and will make it easier for you to build a cohesive brand across multiple platforms. One of the adages you'll most commonly hear with regards to internet marketing and social media marketing is to be everywhere. Make sure you are in as many places as possible by creating a consistent brand on every platform that you can find online. This branding should extend as well to your cover image and to your profile picture. The profile picture here is going to be the same as it is for your Google Plus account, so make sure that this is something that accurately reflects your brand and your niche and that looks the part for your channel. The cover image, meanwhile, can be anything you choose, but a good bet is to put a logo of some sort in front and to make sure this logo is the same across all of your channels, your social media and so on. As you create more content for your channel, you'll find that you're also able to add playlists of your videos, which will make it easier for videos to find the type of information they're looking for. And they'll be able to find it here under the Playlists tab. Another useful feature is the ability to create a video that will promote your channel and will play whenever anyone visits the page. Here you can create a montage of your best content or just talk to your visitors and explain what they can stand to learn by visiting your channel and why they should keep coming back. Until you do this, visitors will simply see a list of your recently added videos. Depending on the strategy you intend to employ with your YouTube advertising, you'll also need to create some content and start uploading videos. The ads you create are likely going to drive visitors to your channel, and so you want to have some great content here waiting for them when they arrive. We'll go into depth onto how to create high-quality videos on a shoestring budget later in this series. For now, though, all you need to know is that your videos need to be high quality and they need to provide value. Don't worry about trying to sell or monetize just yet. What's most important is that you build a following and that you gain the trust of your visitors. The best way to do that is to fill yourself with interesting and unique content that people will want to view and that will encourage them to subscribe. The more quality and value you provide, the more people will be interested in buying from you when you eventually come to sell something. Next, you need to link your AdWords account to your YouTube account. This is the crucial step for YouTube advertising, and until you do this, your advertising and your YouTube will be separate entities from one another. Once you link the two, you'll not only be able to take part in YouTube advertising, but you'll also have the option to see more statistics for your video, such as earned videos. You'll be able to control features like CTA overlays, more on this later, and remarketing. In order to link these two accounts, you need to sign into YouTube and then click here where it says My Channel, and this will take you to your main channel administration page here. Then you want to click here where it says Video Manager. Then down here on the left hand side, come here to where it says Channel and click that, and then come down to where it says Advanced and click on that. Then scroll down to where it says Link an AdWords account and click on that, and you'll be walked through the process of linking your channel and your AdWords account. Of course, before you do this, you'll need to sign up to AdWords and create an account. Alternatively, you can link your YouTube channel from within AdWords. To do this, you need to sign into your AdWords account and then come up here to where this little cog is and click on that, and then come down to where it says Linked Accounts and click on that. It'll take you to this page. You can see there's a whole lot of different stuff on here, but the one that we're interested in is YouTube. So click here where it says View Details. And then you can click on this button here to add a YouTube channel and then simply follow the on-screen instructions. Now, word of caution here, these are the procedures that are in place at the time that I'm making this video. But Google does have a habit of changing things without giving any notice at all. So if when you try to do this you find that they don't work, simply do a search in Google for link YouTube and AdWords accounts, and it will keep you up to date with the most recent. Video ads are, of course, adverts that are videos in themselves, and this means they can be integrated much more seamlessly into the way that YouTube operates. These are the main types of adverts on YouTube and the ones that we're going to be focusing on. Again, though, there are actually multiple different types of video ads for YouTube. YouTube calls this True View and aims to give both the user and the advertiser more control over their campaigns as a result. Choose this wisely, as the type of video ad that you choose is also going to impact on the options available for you in terms of your destinations and the cost. An in-stream advert, for instance, is a video that will appear prior to the start of the target video. These pre-roll ads are like the adverts that play in a cinema before the main feature, but there is one key difference that benefits both the advertisers and the users, which is that the videos are skippable. As an advertiser, you can elect to make your videos skippable after the first 5 seconds of the video. If the user clicks skip, then you don't have to pay for the video and the viewer isn't subjected to a message that doesn't relate to them. This makes your content much more targeted because people won't watch a long video all the way through if they're not interested in the subject matter, and thus you'll avoid paying for those views. If you're savvy, though, you might now be thinking that perhaps there's a way for you to avoid ever paying, by making your video 100 minutes long so that no one watched it through to the end. Well, nice try. But actually, so long as viewers stick around for 30 seconds, you'll be paying for a view. An in-slate ad is only a little different to an in-stream ad. The key differentiating factor here is that the advert will be interspersed throughout the video that the users are watching. And this means that your video will appear at preset points during another video that the video creator has chosen. This lets the creator set up ad breaks in their content. And it also means that your video is going to appear on longer content rather on short 30-second videos. In-search ads, meanwhile, are adverts that appear in the search results above the organic results. These ads normally have a little ad label next to them as well, but otherwise they look like one of the videos on the channel with a little thumbnail. In-search ads behave a little differently from other videos on YouTube and from other adverts. This is because clicking on one of them will actually take the user to your YouTube channel where the video will play automatically. You can't then link this to your landing page, unfortunately, so it's less suitable for making direct sales, but much more suitable for creating a large number of subscribers and helping you to build trust and authority with your brand. This is your chance to demonstrate the kind of value and information that you're able to deliver and to show off all the other videos that you have on your channel. You can alternatively set these videos to show simply as regular videos, in which case your visitor will just simply watch them as they would any other video. They'll be able to see more videos from you and your channel name, next to the ad label, in the top right of the screen. When you create in-search video ads, there are a few more things to consider as well. For one, your advert can also appear in the sidebar of other videos and as suggested videos. When someone clicks on your advert here, it will play just as any other video would, and this is another opportunity for you to get more exposure. Likewise, your videos can also appear over the top of video homepages. So if a user logs in and sees their recommended videos, your ad may appear above that in a similar manner to an in-search ad, and they might choose to visit it. Another option to consider is that you can add captions and annotations to your videos, which can be a better way to link to external pages. This is actually a way that you can circumvent the limitations of in-search ads, as you can use these captions to link directly to landing pages or your website. Of course, this means that you can also blur the lines between your regular videos and your adverts. For instance, you could use an in-search video ad that takes visitors to your channel, and from there they might watch your video and then see some of your other videos, which include captions and annotations linking to your landing pages or e-commerce stores. Another way of targeting is to target a particular user interest, which is a relatively new option from Google. This lets you target people rather than videos. For instance, you might choose to look for people who watch lots of sports videos, who stay up to date with the news, or who like videos on technology. In many ways, this option is actually better than targeting the topics of videos. That's because targeting user interests allows you to look more at the long-term patterns and behaviors of visitors in order to get a better idea of who they are and even perhaps some of their statistics. Look at it this way. You've probably watched Taylor Swift videos on YouTube at some point in your life, even though you might not be the biggest Taylor Swift fan. If you were shown adverts for the new Britney album at that time, then those ads will have been wasted. It may even have been at a party, in which case no one would have seen the adverts. On the other hand, though, if you were someone who always watches video reviews for smartphones, then even when you watch a Taylor Swift video as a one-off, you might still be shown the advert for a new iPhone. This makes much more sense in the majority of cases, and it means that the ads will often be even more highly targeted. You can even get tricky and try considering how user interests might reflect demographics. For example, if you were a brand selling a car, then you might choose to look for viewers who target travel videos. Why? Because travel videos suggest that the viewer has a bigger disposable income and thus may be more likely to afford a big ticket item like a car. Conversely, you might look for someone who looks at style websites and show them videos on dating. Again, there could be some crossover in the demographics here. Did you know that you can also target a specific YouTube video? If you found content created by another user that you think is absolutely perfectly related to your subject matter, then you could use their video as a springboard to support your brand and your campaign. All you have to do is paste the URL of that video into the placement target field. The only risk here is that a single video will of course have significantly less traffic than multiple different videos spread out across the entire subject matter. Then again though, this all depends on your strategy. If you want to be as targeted as possible and to really convert a very specific niche, then you can find a video that's being watched only by the kind of person who might be interested in buying your products. Google remarketing is another advanced targeting technique which can be used with YouTube. Basically, remarketing means that you're showing adverts to people who have already shown an interest in your content. This works by storing cookies on their computers, which YouTube can later use to identify them, unless they clear their cookies out of the system, of course, and by looking at the user accounts of those users. This is great because it allows you to once again avoid people who have no interest in your content, and the options available here are also quite varied, allowing you to pick very specific people to advertise to. The options here include users who've watched any of your videos before, users who have taken an action such as clicking like or leaving a comment, people who have previously viewed your videos in an in-stream ad, people who have subscribed to your channel. All these options are great, and again they vary in terms of their scope and how targeted they are. Going only for people who have liked or commented will significantly limit the number of people your ads are exposed to. But these are key and crucial people because they've shown a willingness to engage with your content, to actually listen to what you're saying, and to follow links. It shows much more engagement and trust if someone actually interacts with your brand versus simply watching your video, which may even have been a mistake. Obviously, there's also nothing to stop you from using multiple different marketing strategies at once to reach a broad but highly targeted audience. For example, you could opt to use remarketing for people who have liked your content, to put your ads on some specific videos, and to advertise to people with specific interests. Your thumbnail is another highly crucial element of your campaigns, and especially when it comes to in-search ads. Your thumbnail is essentially the small image that will show when your video appears in search results or suggested videos. This is also important for your general YouTube marketing strategy and for all the other videos on your account. The aim of your thumbnail is to grab attention and to stand out amongst the other videos. At the same time, though, it should ideally match your other videos so that you have a consistent feel across your whole channel. This means that you might use the same font on all your thumbnails, for example. Either way, the ideal thumbnail image is going to be 1280 by 720 pixels. Make sure to at least use this ratio, which is 16 by 9 or widescreen, so that no part of your image is cropped. And it should be designed to be as eye-catching and as clickable as possible. Of course, some things we find more eye-catching are more clickable than others. For example, people catch our eye easily, and especially if they look happy, successful, or attractive. If your channel relates to fitness or bodybuilding, then a thumbnail featuring a guy in amazing shape might be appropriate, and the more outlandish the physique, the more this will stand out. While the previous video showed you how to create a more traditional video where you put yourself in front of the camera and then either vlog or sell your products directly, you'll find that many digital marketers don't actually use this strategy at all. Instead, a lot of video marketing is based around videos that follow a simple script to outline the benefits of the product. These can be highly effective, and they don't necessarily require you to go in front of a camera at all, or even own one. But if all that sounds like hard work, you can make videos without a camera. This video was made without a camera. One option here is to create a slideshow in PowerPoint and save this as a video file. If you don't have PowerPoint on your computer, then OpenOffice or LibreOffice Impress is a good substitute, and you can get it for free. And I'll let you into a little secret. I'm using LibreOffice Impress to make the graphic slides for these videos. All you need to do then is record your voice narrating the video, or add in the voice of someone else. You can find people who do voiceovers once again on Fiverr. Another option is to create an animation. This could be a whiteboard animation, a cartoon, or even a stop-motion animation. Again, these can all be created yourself using specialist software or by outsourcing to a professional. Either way, what's most important is that your video is effective at grabbing attention, at holding attention, and to persuading viewers to click through to your website, to subscribe to your channel, or to buy your product. There are several things that you can do to accomplish this, but most important is the script and storyboard. The first thing your video has to do is to shock the user and intrigue them so that they want to keep watching. If your advert is more traditionally aimed at selling a physical product, like a TV ad, then you might do this with a narrative. We love stories and find it hard to look away. This story should capture the value proposition of your product, showing how it improves the lives of your users and conveying what it feels like to use it. Do this in an efficient and entertaining manner with the right music and a strong call to action at the end, and you have the makings of a great ad. On the other hand, you can use a more modern digital marketing approach, which works like a script that gradually introduces the product, shows what it can do for the viewer, and then encourages them to buy quickly. Again, this can start with a narrative structure, something like, "I once struggled terribly with money or weight loss." Or you can start by outlining a specific problem that the viewer can relate to, something like, "Are you tired of going on diets that never seem to lead anywhere?" Either way, your main goal is to introduce a problem and then show the solution, your product. Meanwhile, you need to demonstrate the value proposition of your product and hopefully find a way to make it resonate emotionally with the viewer. At the same time, you need to fully explain what your product is, and this can follow a structure known as AIDA: awareness, interest, desire, action. To really push that last part, the crucial action element, you need to ensure that you create urgency. And this can mean alluding to scarcity, buy now while stocks last. At this point, you may now be ready to pull your hair out. We've covered an awful lot, and we still haven't finished explaining the ins and outs of your video ad campaign or all the various different options. You have to think about AdWords, YouTube, account settings, advert types, destinations, bidding, and much more, all of which is getting pretty complicated. And now we're going to hit you with the advanced techniques, which range from more advanced targeting to thumbnail creation and to ideal video length. And that's before we've even touched on the best practices for making stunning videos with high production values. Now, don't let all this scare you. It sounds like an awful lot, but once you get stuck in and try it for yourself, you should find that it's actually surprisingly self-explanatory. The first and main tip to begin with is just to dive in and start playing around with the different features. You know enough now to do that. Set a low budget and experiment with driving some traffic to your brand. Once you've done that, make yourself a strong cup of coffee and head back here for some more advanced techniques that you can use to squeeze a bit more profit and performance out of your ad campaign. When choosing your video ad, one of the most important factors to consider is how long you want to make it. The general consensus here is that shorter tends to be better. Remember that you pay for a full view if your visitors last over 30 seconds, so there's no benefit in trying to make your videos tiresomely long. Getting viewers to watch to the end of your video will give you the best chance of engaging and making an impression that leads to a sale. And statistics regularly show that shorter videos stand a better chance of being watched through to the end. Another consideration is that longer videos tend to cost you more. Now, this might come as something of a surprise, seeing as your views are supposed to be calibrated via bidding, but it all has to do with a new feature, Google's quality measure. You see, Google doesn't want advertisers to be able to ruin its search engine or video service by creating spammy videos that are poorly made and promote low-quality products. But they don't have time to manually vet every advert that gets uploaded. As such, the best strategy that Google has for ensuring some level of quality is to use an algorithm that attempts to gauge how good the content of your page is. To do this, it uses something called a quality measure, which basically awards better quality content. This means that you'll be rewarded with more views and lower CPV if your videos get watched all the way through, and you'll also be rewarded for shorter videos. There's nowhere in the official documentation where this is explicitly stated. However, many prominent digital marketers have run experiments to test how much YouTube ads cost at different lengths, and the results have repeatedly demonstrated that longer videos cost more. Then again, there are still some arguments in favor of longer videos. One is that longer videos might still prevent people from watching to the 30-second mark and thus get you some free brand awareness. And this is a key point to bear in mind. Even if someone skips your video, you can still show your branding, so put that right at the start. Think about it. If an ad starts playing and you notice that it's 20 minutes long, then you may be more inclined to hit skip, even if you otherwise would have given it a chance. If your objective is to gain a little brand visibility and you're not bothered about direct conversions, then this can be a smart and effective strategy. Another consideration is that you can use a longer video to quickly develop more trust and engagement and to demonstrate real value. In other words, rather than relying on the viewer finding your page and looking through your content, you can hit them right away with a big, definitive video explaining a topic or providing stellar entertainment that wouldn't fit into a shorter video. Again, some of this will come down to experimentation and tweaking. Try different lengths and look at your metrics to see which videos are getting watched all the way through, which are getting clicks, and which are generally offering the best ROI. As mentioned earlier, it's possible to link in-search ads to any page on your website, such as a landing page or a link, by using captions. You can also do this with the other videos on your channel, and this is a great way to drive more traffic to your sales pages and increase profits. It also makes a lot of sense from a long-term content marketing perspective. In other words, you can use video ads to promote your channel and gain subscriptions, then encourage people to buy from you in your regular videos after they've had a chance to familiarize themselves with your brand and the kind of value that you're capable of delivering on a consistent basis. To do this, you need to first associate your website with your YouTube account. Now, before you do this, you won't be able to link to it, and this means you also can't link to other sites, such as using direct affiliate links. To link your YouTube account to your website, you need to first verify your account. So what you have to do is sign in and then come here to youtube.com/verify. And it's a two-step process. What they'll do, you select your country from the drop-down menu, and then you need to decide how they're going to send you a verification code. They can either call you on the phone with an automated voice message, or they can text you the verification code as an SMS message. It's up to you, but you do have to do this by phone in most countries. So what happens then is you decide how you want to be verified, and then they will send you the verification code, which you enter into the website on the 2 of 2 page here. You also need to ensure that your account is in good standing, and that means that you mustn't have breached any of YouTube's terms and conditions, which relates in particular to the use of copyrighted footage or audio. And you can find that out by going to youtube.com/features once you've signed into your account, and you can see here that my account is in good standing. Okay, next thing you want to do is come over here to the left-hand side and click on the Advanced tab under Channel. And then do a page down on your computer's keyboard if you're using a PC. And then you want to look for this section here where it says Associated Website. And you can then add the URL in here and click Add. And what will happen once you've entered that in is you'll get a a flag here saying pending. And it'll also be another box to say verify. What you need to do then is click on verify and you'll be taken to the search console, and here again you need to make sure that you're logged in with the same Google account, and you'll need to follow further instructions to add your site to the search console. You'll then be asked to choose a verification method, which in most cases will mean simply adding a snippet of code to your pages that Google can subsequently detect. Once the verification is complete, the status here will go from pending to success, and you can then use an annotation to take your visitors to anywhere on your URL. A few notes here. First of all, note, when a viewer clicks on your annotation, playback will stop and this will impact your watch time metrics. Note too, if you do want to link to another destination, you can always put the link in your video description, which will appear underneath the video. This means you could, in theory, link straight to an affiliate product, and you can even mention in the video that the link is down below to draw attention to it. There are tons of options here. And there you have it. Everything you need to know to start creating a highly effective YouTube video advertising campaign. It's a lot to take in, but once you get stuck in, you'll find that it's easy and actually quite fun to learn on the job. So where do you go from here? After creating your account, the best thing to do is to try creating a simple video that sells a product by using people on Fiverr to create a whiteboard animation or by making something in PowerPoint. You can then set this up as a simple in-stream advert and link it to a sales page selling your own information product or an affiliate product. This will very quickly teach you the basics of YouTube advertising, and you'll be able to learn what works and how to get set up. From here, you can then go about building your YouTube channel by adding more content, setting up your page, and trying out different advanced targeting options, and so on. Over time, you'll find that you grow and that you're able to increase traffic to your channel and drive more conversions and profit. And as you do, keep in mind these tips to help you get even more from your efforts. Consistent branding. Keep your branding consistent across your videos and across your social media and website. Key to this is creating a great logo, and again, it's worth commissioning someone to do this if you're unsure of your own skills in that department. Make your videos discoverable. You can set your adverts to be unlisted to prevent them showing up in searches, but that's not really the best move. It makes much more sense to let people discover your content, and that way you can be seen by even more people. Watch your metrics. Keeping an eye on your metrics is the #1 way to see what's working and what's not. Watch your analytics closely and tweak your videos and targeting for the best possible outcome. Match your strategy to your brand. Don't create a brand and then try to market it. Create a product with a vision for how you'll market it right at the start. This means researching niches, thinking about your current contacts, and generally coming up with a synergistic plan. And of course, you should match your video to your strategy. Likewise, make sure that your video is right for its intended purpose. Decide which type of YouTube ad you'll be making before you create the video. This is important, as you'll need your video to be the right length for it to be selectable for certain types of advertising campaign. You should also watch the competition. Watching the competition closely is a great way to get an idea for what works and for the rhythm of a good video ad. Build your channel. Don't think of your YouTube ads and your channel as separate entities. Build them up together at the same time, and one will support the other. Apart from anything else, having only 100 subscribers somewhat undermines your point if you're talking about your amazing internet marketing skills. There are many, many more tips and tricks, of course, but you'll learn these as you go. Time to dive in and make a start on your journey to YouTube advertising excellence.